All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, and Kakadash. Give honors to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops. The great millstone, the rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the elect scattered abroad. All right, we are Akim, right back with another lesson, man. Lord willing, to be edified to the hope of the elect. As you can see the title, reality is about to settle in very soon, and that it is, man. Okay, we're seeing a lot of things, a lot of big things happening here in these last days, man. A lot of prophetic things that the Lord said were going to happen. They're unfolding right before our very eyes, okay? And that reality has to kick in, man, because the majority of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are walking around still asleep, right? They walk around with the head up their ass and la la land, man. Okay, having hopes and dreams in this place, man. It's obvious that this place is on its way down the drain. You still have hopes and dreams. You still investing in this place, right? You are in for a rude awakening. Okay, that rude awakening is that reality check that's getting ready to come up on your ass very soon, man. Okay, we got, like I said, prophecies unfolding, judgment being brought forth on a daily basis, man. And the Lord is busy, man. The Lord is getting work. Okay, and He's just getting started. That's the beautiful thing about it. Okay, and what's even more beautiful about it is that we know that this is the work of the Heavenly Father, right? Okay, so we're gonna do what we gotta do, to stay in good graces, man. And Lord willing, we be worthy to be kept safe from the perils and the lamentation that's getting ready to come upon this place, right? Because that's exactly what's coming upon this place. Let me grab Ezekiel 2. Bring that point out. This is Ezekiel 2 and verse 7. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. And there's a lot of forbearing in these last days. A lot of naysaying, a lot of scoffers and mockers coming out of the woodworks. Okay. You niggas are definitely getting for a rule, right? A reality check. Okay, you damn Jake's talking about why I left the Hebrew Israelites. When you getting ready to eat a nuke, man. Okay, if you even make it that far. Yeah, okay. You got a lot of people that's gonna get taken out by hunger, taken out by the sword, man. Right before the missiles even get there. But yeah, like I said, a lot of forbearing in these last days. Apostasy is at an all-time high, and all of a sudden everybody want to come at the Israelites, man. You even got transformer coming out of it, coming out of their damn mouth. You don't have any audacity to have an issue with the Israelites, bro. And the crazy part about that is a transformer is more accepted in society than the Hebrew Israelite is, bro. Yeah. Hey, so be it though. It says, "For they are most rebellious, but thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat thy guilty. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent to me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe." That's exactly what's getting ready to come upon the earth. Okay, mourning, lamentation, and woe. You got Eve. She's raising hell about food stamps being cut. Brother got the article going into, how the AI is getting ready to take over the damn job field. Right? So that gravity is getting ready to come to a cease. The haughtiness is getting ready to be laid, bro. The Lord is going to stop all this pride and arrogance. Right?
Yeah, because for Eve, Esau made this thing very, very obtainable, okay, very easy to be in comfort, okay, because the men naturally, we gotta go back out to that, not men in today's time, no, but men, will fish, hunt for food, and try to make a way. Eve being so far away from her head's over her, okay, they're covering over her. She's left out there with nobody to protect her. And that protection that he had over her was a facade, just like the beginning, man. Okay? He let her think that she had enough power to be able to deal with another man on that level, and it just didn't work out. Like in this time, it's not working out. And I got an article right here. It says coping strategies for Black women facing job losses. Okay, and there's not going to be no coping strategy. That's a lie in itself. Okay, the thing you women better do is find a men of the Lord. Okay, and act right and get in line. Okay, but it says coping strategies for Black women facing job loss. Okay, so as of April 2025, marked another setback in a long line of economic challenges for Black women in American workforce. And this is not, just something that just happened out of nowhere. This is all by design. Okay, because they know when it comes down to it, you women that can't have your nails done, hair done, when this chip comes, you guys gonna go run straight to it now. Okay. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Black women lost 38,000 jobs last month. Oh, that's a month. Wow. That's 40,000 jobs. That's 40,000. Black women lost 38,000 jobs last month, and their unemployment rate rose to 6.1%, a 4 percentage point increase from March. The number of, and you got to butt in and say anything more. The number of unemployed Black women jumped by more than 106,000, a staggering shift that contrasts sharply with the steady or declining unemployment rates seen among other groups, including white women and Black men. Okay, so you guys were deceived. You were deceived. In the cities, the metropolis cities, where you can reach out and grab a Birkin bag and grab a Gucci and use a man till his last fucking dollar. Okay, that's all. That's all over with, man. You guys read that Lament for the Teens, Isaiah chapter. I believe it's definitely Isaiah 32:12. Yeah, because everything was given to you, Eve. All right, everything was given to you. You was used. Okay, you was used as to be an enemy against against the so-called Black man. All right, you were used as a tool, as always. You was always used as a tool, man. Okay. So jumping down says, while the numbers are alarming, the emotional and mental toll of this trend is equally significant and often overlooked. For many Black women, the impact of job loss is not only financial, but deeply personal, touching on issues of identity, self-worth, and systematic erasure. Okay, systematic erasure. Okay, and remember, your self-worth is your whole stock comes with being under a man. Okay, and being subject to that man. We don't want to make the lesson geared toward that, but it's more women than men. So a lot of that we hear apostles always say that, and that's proven. Okay, because men, in the ancient they had multiple wives, so it had to be a less number of men. Okay, for women to be like 3 on a man, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. So there's more women than men, and that's period. Okay, so when it's all said and done, you women are gonna hurt the worst. Okay, because you're not, you guys were set up to think that you have power. You don't have power. Okay, you gave up the only power you had was Yahweh outside, and then the husband. Okay, so you guys jump order and jump ship. Okay.
But like I said, this, just like y'all was just going into, that's that rest upon the Lord. When I looked that up, it said rest upon your laurels is an idiom of being to be satisfied with past success, like you were saying, turning away from how washing your shot, turning away from your man, to start striving for further progress. They have relied on Esau Edom so much that they depend on food stamps, they depend on cash assistance, they depend on all these things that that the government is giving them, right? And You know, that's like I heard a video one time of Jake talking about I got 4 baby dads, 9 kids. Why do I need to go to work?
Yeah,
What kind of shit is that?
and that's why that's why the title is the reality is about to set in because they think they smooth sell their way all the way up to the end, man. Okay, but guess what? That time is coming, man, where they're gonna be cast out.
Yeah.
All right.
Reality is about to settle in, man, on all the Babylonians, man. But really, you women about it, okay? Like the brothers going into, I got it right. Okay, like the brothers going into, you women, man, you have been living in pleasure. You have been living luxuriously, man. You have allowed the so-called white man to put you up on this pedestal, all right, and make you the main thing, all right, the main attraction,
Man, entree.
the main entree, man. And you took that and ran with it, okay? The so-called white man did that on purpose, man. He did that intention, right? It was all an illusion, man. Okay, just like the brother said, he took you and weaponized you against your own man, not only your own man, but your household, and what it means to be a traditional family, right? Because Eve, her aspirations in life, a family is not on her mind.
Yeah.
A traditional husband, her serving her man, cooking, cleaning. Women then look at that as slavery, man.
Yeah.
That's what the so-called white man has conditioned you to them feel.
Yeah, he allowed you to y'all.
Yep.
He allows you to go, be able to get out there and get them certificates and degrees that won't amount to shit. How do you have this much degrees and these jobs by you are being lost?
Yep.
Do these degrees matter?
Right.
Like how you got all PhDs and bachelors and all this business degrees and shit, but you amounting for nothing.
Shit.
It don't mean shit. Okay?
And once they get those type of degrees, well, I don't need them now.
Yeah. They ask these questions, like it, bro. The questions talking about, do you mind if I make if a woman make more than you?
Right.
Well, bitch, we see you ain't ready. You ain't ready shit.
Yeah.
You the last hire now.
Yeah.
If you get hired. Yeah.
And that's why the scripture says this is Isaiah 32. I'm gonna start at verse 9.
Yeah.
It says, "Rise up, you women that are at ease," and all you women have been at ease, man. Like the brother's going into, right? Because you can easily step out, with some makeup on, all right, looking half decent, and have all of these simp ass niggas on their knees, begging for your attention, man. Ready to put money in your purse, ready to damn do this, do that for you, okay? Falling to their knees for your every need, man. Okay, you can go over here, you go over there. You ain't gotta work. You can do an OnlyFans. Okay, you can damn get online and sell fucking pictures of your feet, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you women, you can't tell me these women ain't at ease,
Let
man.
me get that definition real quick.
Yeah.
The definition is ease, okay? Shadnan, okay? And it reads secure. In a bad sense. Oh my gosh. It says secure in a bad sense, haughty. The scriptures talk about them being haughty. That is at ease, quiet, tumult. Let me grab this real quick. At ease, careless, wanton, arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
I can't make this up. It's right here. Look. You can't make it up. At ease, careless, wanton, arrogant, prideful, arrogance, one at ease, arrogance. Okay? And give me 1 second. Let me grab this next word. This next one. Okay, okay, that's good on that. Slide. Yeah. So you see what it said. It said to at ease, careless, wanton, arrogant. And it said secure in a bad sense. Okay? Because, hey, you guys gonna lament.
Yep. Grab this real quick because you brought that definition going to haughty, proud.
Yeah.
And, that made me think about it. Isaiah 3, man. You got
Isaiah 3 and 11. Woe unto the wicked, they shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him.
Yep.
As for my people, children shall be the oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which led thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path. Yahweh standeth up to plead, and standeth to judge the people.
hey, the judgment is getting ready to come upon this, man. Okay? Let me back this real quick.
You know, and it's just the spirit, the way it's shifts, man, because honestly, it's all of Israel that needs to wake up, you know what I'm saying, come to this reality check. Really, just the remnant. Yeah. Okay, just the remnant. Okay, but this is a major reality check, man. Okay, because what's coming down the drain is nothing but lamentations and woes. Okay? Hard times, trouble. A time like never before. You know, you can't really put a finger on what's going to happen. Okay? You know, roughly paraphrase speaks about a man, you know, running from the snake, put his hand on the wall, it's a snake. You know, then after from a bear, roughly paraphrase. You read down on that at all?
No, I'm going to go back to it.
Come. I want to get that definition for careless.
Isaiah 13 and 11. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Haughtiness, pride, that arrogancy. The Lord is about to cause all that to cease, man. You know, once that reality check settles in, okay, you wouldn't lose your job, your food stamps get cut. All right, Trump already signed the bill, man. You already cut Section 8, cut, you know what I'm saying, the food stamps. It's all that public housing and living off of the government assistance. It's finna be out of there, man. Okay? Now, this devil know what he's doing. He's getting ready to back the poor into a corner, man.
Yeah.
All right, he's trying to corner you off so you could be in a situation, right, in a predicament so bad, okay, that you're gonna have to depend on him.
Yeah.
Okay, and he's gonna offer you micro seed, man. All right, that's the end goal. All right, let me go back to Isaiah 32. It says, rise up, Isaiah 32 and 9 from the top, rise up, you women that are at ease, hear my voice, you careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. All right, but we know you women don't care about the words of the Lord, man. You know, like you women walk to and fro, past the prophets week in and week out. All right, many of you think you're too pretty to hear the words of the Lord. You know, keep it moving there, bro. You know, okay.
Let me say something on that. That definition of like careless, okay, is the top. All right. It says a criminal group properly to hide for refuge, but not so precipitously, freely to trust, be confident or sure. Be bold, confident, secure, sure, careless. One woman put confidence, okay, to make two whole. Trust. And then when you get down here to the Jacenius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, it said to confide in anyone. And who are you confiding in? Esau's system. This has allowed you to be careless, as the scripture said. This is why you're careless. This is why you're careless, because you have been also drunken with the wine of Babylon.
Yeah.
Okay? To set one's hope. Now we're in the Jacenius Hebrew Chaldee lexicon. Follow me. To set one's hope and confidence upon anyone. Okay? But of rare occurrence. Okay? And you know, your confidence has been put in Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Because Babylon has molded you to depend on them.
Isaiah 31, 1. Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses, and trust in chariots, because there are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong, and they look not to the Holy One of Israel, neither seek Yahweh.
These women don't look forward to Yahweh.
No.
They look forward to week, man.
Yeah.
And damn EBT, you know. I said before, you even have some of these damn demon women, man, that'll lay down and have a child just so she can get Section 8. Free house, public housing, right?
Extra taxes.
Yep, exactly. You get full income tax will come, you got the women counting the children,
You know,
adding up the funds.
Right.
He wants, man. Wow. Every ridiculous, man.
Just 5 million right there.
Yeah, that right there alone is them two.
And then, like, when they have above that limit, or you can't claim, more than what? I think 3 children?
I don't know.
I think you can claim more than 3 children. If they got more than 3, okay, well, sis, I'm gonna let you claim my children, but give me my money. That's exactly what they're doing. They're trusting in Egypt.
Hey, but the government locking motherfuckers up like that. They find that shit out. They find that shit out.
You trying to cheat?
And they do this shit way before. Yeah. They just want to tie this MOTB in, and they know who they got on their side, man. They know who can't have your heart because they've been persuaded. For the easy route.
And the scriptures say the hypocrite reign not unless the people be ensnared. Right? So Esau, he has to use deceit. He has to use trickery, man. And the fact that we are in the age of information, he's running out of tactics, right? Because he's being found out on every side. Okay, the prophets of doom, okay, are coming forward and exposing and lifting up the skirts of his devil. Even now, whistleblowers of his own kind, man. You have so-called white men and women whistleblowers, man, that are blowing the whistle and saying that small hats over there, they wicked. Okay, the government is wicked. They're all doing shit behind our backs. Okay, and it's the bread and circus thing all over again, man. They paint these different narratives and they put shit in the news that they want you to pay attention to, but what's really going on behind closed doors and behind the scenes, they're trying to keep that on the low, man. Okay, that's a part of their deception.
That's like, people don't pay attention because when they got these whistleblowers and they say something big like that, and then that person end up coming missing, that's how you know they're not paying attention. And the Lord just will reveal it more and more until he sends back Yahweh.
Yeah, more than that.
Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity.
Go back one, go to 30, and then go straight to verse 3.
Okay. Isaiah 30, verse 3. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame.
Hey, man, the strength of the so-called white man already the illusion of strength, because this devil ain't got the strength. Man, he's deceptive, man. Okay, he got a sword. He got the blessing of the sword, but that's it, man. And to the natural eye, they'll look at the so-called white man and see, okay, he did it. Right. He doing big. He got this, he got that. But in the eyes of those that are spiritual, this devil ain't got shit, man. Because he don't got the blessing. Without that blessing, he ain't shit, man. Okay. You got it.
Therefore, Isaiah 33 again, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion.
Yeah, it said your confusion. Okay, the trust in the shadow of Egypt is your confusion because, hey, Babylon is considering the dust. Think what's the definition of America bitter, right? So this place is a whole big ball of confusion, man, because it's contrary to the Most High's way, and the Lord is not the author of confusion.
Right.
Okay, so America is a confusion in itself. So you trusted in the confusion ball. Okay, and that's talking to you jakes out there too that depending on this world, man. Okay, as long as I clock in, as long as I got my 9 to 5, I'm straight. I can work, I'm gonna get my 401k, you trusting into this system, man. It's a big ball of confusion because this ain't solid foundation. Okay.
Yeah.
Come. Let me go back to Isaiah. This is Isaiah 32 in verse 10. It says, many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless women. For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble ye women that are at ease, be troubled, be careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teeth, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Verse 13, upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yea, upon all the houses of joy and the joyous city. And that also goes into, man, how that mirth is getting ready to cease to, right? Okay, the mirth of the city, the joyfulness, okay, is getting ready to be dark, right?
Let me read this one real quick. It said to continue on in that article, and this article was from the Bay State Banner. Okay, the Bay State Banner, all right? It says, job loss isn't just about income, it's about identity. Routine, because you a woman, oh my God, you guys lost your identity once you stepped outside the house of your man. Okay, once you stepped outside of your house, you outside. Okay, because the man is the head of you. Okay, that's the head of you. That's your head. Okay, that's where you find your identity at, in the household. Routine and purpose, says Dr. Latoya and Gilmore, a licensed therapist educator. Emotionally, it can feel like grief. There's sadness, anxiety, even shame. Many people tie their self-worth to what they do, and when that's taken away, it leaves them feeling lost. When your whole duty was to take care of the household and the children, that you was never supposed to leave that sense of self. Okay, that natural that natural what's the word? That natural state, okay, that natural caring state for your household, and then everything else was second. You get what I'm saying? That was supposed to be your shit. That's just what I do. My real job is here, taking care of my man and the children, and worshiping my power. Okay. Yep, God. So let me jump back there real quick. It said emotionally, it can feel like grief. There's sadness, anxiety, even shame. Many people talk, and it's shame because they'll show you 100,000 PhDs and certificates and doctorates in nursing, okay, but they don't got no money. That's confusion. Okay, emotionally, it can feel like grief. There's sadness, anxiety, even shame. Many people tie their self-worth to what they do, and when that's taken away, it leaves them feeling lost.
Yep,
it's like y'all, they don't want their identity back when this MOTB come, and they're gonna take that shit with ease.
Yep.
Okay, and they're gonna have their kids, like Apostle always say, they're gonna have their kids take that chip too, because you know them, the teats and them having plenty of things and working and having cars and be able to, gather abroad, like a wicked ass woman. That's what gave them identity.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what gave them power.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could say,
I
was just about to say, you notice how the so-called black woman, she loves to predicate her value upon her achievements. Right?
Yeah,
she get on the video. I got 2 degrees. I got 1. I got PhD. I got this. I clean. I make my own money. This and that and that and this. I be in all you hear is me. And she's wondering why she's single. Right? She's like, why I got all these achievements and it's because the man don't want nobody that he gotta fucking compete with.
Yeah.
You having all these achievements and shit, you gonna get in big head thinking you can fucking tell him what to do, or because you got got a degree in the so-called white man's knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you don't know how to be a woman. You don't know how to be a wife. Okay. You don't understand the true values of the traditional family, man. It's because you made it all about you this whole while. Me. So you fall short when it comes to them finding a companion. That's what really matters, man. A lot of these damn celebrities and rappers and shit, they have all this money, all that, but they really not happy, man, because of companionship. Okay, and the ultimate companionship that you worry about is between the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, y'all about shot. Okay, but without that, man, they feel a void. They got to constantly just party, and drink, and just do other things to fill that void, man. But that void can never be filled because we were meant to be, with a helpmeet, man.
Let me continue reading about the show.
Yeah.
It says, for Black women, this crisis is layered. You had something else, like
Go ahead.
this disproportionate number serve as primary breadwinners in their households. When their employment is disrupted, the ripple effects hit hard. Because he did a great job at getting the man outside the household. So, hey, you the one that run the household. So when you hit your shit, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay? When their employment, and that's a diligent search. And brothers can grab that real quick. When their employment is practicing upon their bed, Michael. Okay? When their employment is disrupted, the ripple effects hit hard, jeopardizing housing, healthcare, education, and overall family stability. It creates pressure, Gilmore said. There's a fear around paying bills, supporting children, and losing benefits.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of uncertainty keeps your body in survival mode. Prolonged stress like that can absolutely compromise your mental health. Okay, and that's why you see these women, they fucking done.
That's all they gotta do is time that they are watching out shop. Find them a good man
Yeah.
to lead them that way. The one that believes in y'all watching out shop. The one that's going to push it towards either system.
Yeah. Yeah, it says prolonged stress like that can absolutely compromise your mental health. Okay, and that's part of the curses, man. Be smitten with madness. Okay, Eve don't got no backing, man. He's cut. Hey, that's why brothers are doing lessons on that too. That's it, Eve. Your job is done. You made us look like shit. Okay, you kicked us to the curb. The only ones that really couldn't give a fuck about you. We're the only ones that really did care about you. Okay, but you cast us and our Lord to the side, and said, "I'm gonna go with this dude, and we're gonna make it happen." But there you go. You're being stripped of everything. It was an illusion, just like in the wilderness. Not the wilderness, just like in the garden. It was an illusion. Okay, illusion of power. Okay, it was an illusion, man.
Now it's going to come back that you have been fooled twice, right? Because you thought, that's where the power lies then. And in these times, you think, power lies in the so-called white man because you see his achievements, you see his possessions, you see all the things that he got, and you think, oh, power. You're not understanding where the true power is, man. And that's when Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, but then on down to the hopeful elect man, the elect man. That's what the Lord says he's getting ready to make a man more precious than God. Yeah. And the scriptures also say that a man shall be a hiding place, right? You women, you're gonna come to realize that Pookie and Ray Ray, they can't do anything for you in these times to come, man. They don't know the Lord. All right, so they don't know the Lord themselves. How they gonna build that house, man, that spiritual house that's gonna keep both of you covered, man? How can he be your protection? How can he be your guide in the time to come? Okay, the only thing he can do is show you how to damn roll it backwards, or damn provide you with some rod, man. That's about it. But Jay can't lead a damn woman to righteousness, man. And these women are gonna get ready to realize that in these last days, right? Okay, even at the rapper chick, she ran through the chick Sukiana. She told me, I'm tired of being a hoe. I need an Israelite man. And she said that.
Yeah, because the Lord bring that fame back to the men.
There it is.
That turned back to him.
There it is. That's beautiful. That's the spirit, because I was meditating on that at work today. I was like, that fame is coming back now. Everybody and their mama know about the Israelites. Like Jake said, in the world, all publicity is good publicity. So if Jake opened up his mouth talking shit about the Israelites, you might be turning on somebody else, to go search it out, man. So keep scoffing, you scoffers. Keep mocking, you mockers. You can't do nothing against this truth before. You helping this gospel spread without even knowing it. All right, let me go here. This is Psalm 64 in verse 4, I'm gonna start at verse 3, start at verse 2, got you. It says, now be from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who wet their tongue like a sword, and been their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
And that shooting in secret is laying up snares and traps. Okay? There shouldn't be a reason why man, have to struggle this fucking hard to support a household, man.
Right.
We're not supposed to be at the bottom. But, of course, through the curse, the Lord has. But in this man's kingdom, you shouldn't be robbed like this. Okay? In any kingdom, man. You should be able to have enough and then some to be able to provide, okay? Let's go ahead and slide.
Yeah. Nah, man. The shit is set up, man. You got so many loopholes in the system and snares that they have laid, like the brother said, for certain people to be trapped up, man. And those certain people being the so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans. Right? This system isn't designed for us to prosper, right? All right, that's why we telling you, Chase, constantly, stop laying your churches up in this damn wicked ass kingdom, man. Live your churches in heaven, man. All right, build up your spiritual bank. This is verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares. Privately, they say, who shall see them? The Lord see them, man. Okay, verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them in the heart is deep. All right, they accomplish a diligent search, man. They done went into the neighborhood. They did their census. They find out where all the Israelites at. They came up with this welfare system. They offered it to the women to remove the man. That's a diligent search, man. You gotta take your hat off to that nigga, man. That's a diligent nigga, man. Esau Edom is a diligent motherfucker when it comes to wickedness, man. Okay, but yeah, man. A lot of you people are getting ready to realize that this nigga is a devil, man. It's the devil that the Bible speaks of. So the women not just on that verge of that reality check. You unbelievers, like we said earlier, you scoffers, you mockers, you niggas talking about the reason why I left the Hebrew Israelites. Reality is about to settle in, man. This is not a game, all right? This is life or death, man. This thing is life or death, right? Well, you jakes walking around thinking it's a game, all right? You just want to chase down women all day, all right? Reality is about to settle in on all of you people, right? Okay. Let me grab one real quick. This is Luke chapter 6 in verse 25. It says, woe unto you that are fools, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now. All right, that laugh now is going into that house of feasting, man. Okay. We in the house of mourning right now, man. Okay, the hope for that. Okay, because we understand that we in captivity, we should be coming back to Yahweh Shai with that contrite spirit, man, that contrite heart. Okay. We ready to get the hell up out of here. We're worn out. Like the scriptures say, we are killed all the day long, man. So we're looking for, righteous order to be restored back upon the earth, man. This is Luke 6 and 25. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Okay. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, but so did their fathers to the false prophets. Okay, and crucifying of the prophets, right? The persecution, all that's getting ready to take place, right? Okay, so even reality is about to sit in for a lot of these people in the truth, man. Okay, you got a lot of goddamn guys in this truth thinking it's a game, partying, doing what the hell they want to do, doing these side missions,
Come on. Read that again, focus on that. Read that again,
Which one? It says, woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep.
Yeah, come on. So laugh now, right? Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 27. A wise man will fear everything, and in the day of sinning, he will be aware of offense. That's what's going. That's happening right now. Okay, because in the later end, the Lord said, my servants shall eat, and pretty much we're gonna be laughing at you guys. Okay, that didn't hearkening to him right now, and chose what? What was the other side? The bottom on Luke.
It said, the bottom. It says, "Want to you for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe to you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets."
No, the other. Where it was like they laughed them now.
Oh God, like it said, "Woe to you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe to you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep."
Yeah, God, because they're not observing the times right now. Ecclesiastes chapter 18, verse 27. A wise man will fear in everything, and in the day of sinning, he will beware of offense, but a fool will not observe time.
Mm.
Okay, you guys don't understand that reality is knocking at the door. Okay, that it's time to get your house in order, gird up thy loins, you know. Okay, and be prepared to what's coming down the drain. All right. You get that trying to fuck yourself.
That's because they ain't decided the time.
Yeah. You just got to merge scripture, y'all.
Yeah. Ecclesiastes 7:2. And it is better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter.
And that laughter goes into you enjoying yourself, you having a good time. That also goes into you scoffers and you mockers, man. Because you laughing, you point. You know, them niggas wearing dresses like that fucking fool that came down there to a temple, man. You know, the scoffer, the scoffer, man. You know, to mess with the brothers, man. You know, that's crazy, man. You got people out here that one, make a living off of them going around messing with the different camps.
Right.
You know, two, you know, these guys are getting hella views, man. Getting accolades, getting recognition for going around disturbing the peace. All right. When it comes to the ministry, man, you're gonna mourn and weep very soon, man. Okay, because you're not just coming up against the men of the Lord. You're not just coming up against the prophets. You're coming up against Yahweh Shai, man. Because we on his mission. Okay, he sent us forth with this mission, man, to preach this gospel. Okay, and you coming up because you don't think we true men, and you don't think that this is the true word. You mark yourself a judgment, man. That reality check is gonna kick in on you niggas too.
I got to somebody.
I was about to say, you know, you see how they mess with the Hebrew Israelite. You know, Christianity and Catholic they don't believe in the same thing. So why not go mess with somebody that's Catholic? Yeah. Why not go mess with somebody that believes in a whole different God? Why did it take for the Israelites to get on the scene for the world to start messing with them? And that's just that mirth, man.
And that's beautiful. That was on that.
Sorrow is better than laughter.
Let me get that. I got the definition of laughter real quick. A root word. Okay. And it says exactly what the verse said. Sahak. Okay. That means a further root to laugh and pleasure. Yeah. Or detraction. By implication to play. Yeah. A lot of Jays be playing around.
They playing, man. They're not taking this thing seriously. You know, like we mentioned, you got one guy, you know, who's a prominent guy in this thing. You know, he just damn got find out to be a wicked nigga. Yeah, he trying to join the damn streaming university, man. He trying to turn into a streamer now. Instead of them speaking true to what you're supposed to be doing, which is overseeing the flock. They trying to be a streamer now, man. All right, these guys are cool. You gotta go.
Having derision, laugh, make merry, mocker, play, rejoice, laugh, to scorn, be in, make sport. Right? Here's the hidden outline of biblical usage. And it says to laugh, play, mock, to laugh, usually in contempt or derision, to sport, play, to make sport, to jest, to play, to laugh mockingly. Okay, so when you read that again, y'all read that again, Mark Shaw.
Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
So that laughter, that's a laughter like, oh, I'm good, everything's fine and dandy.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's a pleasurable laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it is. It's nothing's gonna ever happen to me. Type of laugh. That's what that is.
Verse 4, the heart is wise in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Because we in mourning, we build character, man. Right? We build morale. Okay? Because we going through shit, man. And through the trial and tribulation, we learn to appreciate, okay, righteousness, man. Right? Because walking around in this gross darkness, we see how damn off the rest of these jakes is, man. We look back upon our ways and we see how off we were. Yeah. Okay? So that's why the Lord even put us in this situation that we're in right now, man, so we can appreciate righteousness. Right back then, our forefathers going off, they took it for granted, But now we know that righteousness is the key thing, man. Okay, righteousness is what we're all lacking, right? Okay, this earth, man. Imagine if this earth was under a righteous rulership, right? That was on that.
Verse 5, it is better to hear the rebuke of the wise than for a man to hear the song of fools.
And you can't tell Jake that shit, though, man. Right? They rather hear the song of fools, right? And they dancing to the song of fools, right? Right? We hyping it, we harping it to them, we piping them to them, but they don't dance to the tune of the prophets, man. They don't dance to the tune of Yahweh Shai. Okay? The scripture says they hated them that rebuked from the gate. They're born in that rebuked the gate, man. They don't want to hear correction. Okay, they want to hear those smooth things. Isaiah 30 and 9.
Nah, they want to hear you can run up with a sack.
Yeah.
Okay, you can run up a band.
Run
a check up. Yeah, run a sack up. You can run a check. But how long you simple?
How long you simple?
Yeah. Because it's the snare behind that money, man. Yeah. Okay, which ain't true. It ain't true money. It's just a dollar with your Esau face on it, man. With your oppressive face on it, man.
Jacob go to the ends of the earth, he'll kill, he'll steal, he'll rob, all for that money, man. Okay.
Very well, what they got on top of it. Render unto Caesar for the Caesar. And just like y'all said, they trying to run up that bag with the oppressive face on it.
God.
Yeah, one.
No, I ain't.
Yeah, but see, the main point is that reality is here.
Yeah.
Okay, even for us in the truth, man, we're gonna face some serious trying times, and Wadi Abba, we have the names to call on. That's why judgment must begin at his sanctuary, because they playing around with the names.
Yeah.
They playing around with the true thing that's going to possibly deliver you and put you in there, man. Okay, it says the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous, run into it, and roughly paraphrase, and are saved. Okay, we understand why the Lord now has to, beat and spank the shit out of the jail. Okay, because they playing around while reality is setting in. Okay, this ain't the time to be turning back or using other names outside of the true names. Okay, so it's you guys are playing around, and it's just not the time. It never was the time to play around in captivity. The Wadi Hamas for waking us up and realizing that we in captivity, because we did a lot of playing around. Yeah. But now it ain't the time to play around, bro. It's serious time now, to lock in, because at any moment, talking to us men in this truth, Lord will be of the elect. If you are in the elect, it's a good chance that you could be snatched up and cast into prison, man. Okay, it's a good chance that you could be put up there to guillotine, okay? All right, there's a good chance that even wicked 2/3 jakes can come up against you and try to kill you. These are the sad curve. These things are written, okay? Through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom. So this ain't something where you walking all flat-footed and comfortable. This is a tiptoe, man. Okay, because the path is narrow, man. This is something where we're walking real light when I told us because we need the Lord to protect us. Okay, we need, during these trying times, we need that cover. Okay, these everybody playing around until it gets serious, man. And Jake is going to look back at all the time they wasted and all the time they could have done something that you can't get back. You cannot get that time back. And that's where me and the brothers right here, we don't want that. We don't want that, to play out for us. You got to take full advantage of what you got right now. Yeah. Because when that time comes, man, it's all about what you did. What treasure did you lay up treasure, on earth, or did you lay up treasure in heaven, man? And that's a serious, man, when you get down to it, man, that's as serious as it gets, Because we always gonna remember this is the Lord's family. This is the Lord's family. This is the Lord's, everything Esau doing, it belonged to the Lord. The Lord's just using him. Okay, Romans, he's a minister. Okay, he's a minister on the left-hand side. Okay, Romans chapter 13, I believe. So it just all belongs to the Lord. So guess what? If you're doing wrong, the Lord knows how to punish you. That's what's scary about it, man. The Lord knows your greatest fears. Okay? And you don't want to play with somebody like that, man. Somebody for the right.
Nah, man. That was beautiful you said, man. You actually did that, that was the spirit, Everything you said right there. Yeah, man. So, Jakes, man, stop thinking it's a game. All right. You can continue to think it's a game if you want to. All right, because either way, reality is about to settle in. Right? Brother got to go.
Yeah, man. And man, it's the reality check for both Jake, women, okay, to all of 12 tribes, okay?
Yeah, I was gonna say us too.
Yeah,
It's just like you made a good point. Some of us may have to be marched up to those guillotines, right? Some of us may get snatched up and thrown into kingdom camp. So, guys run around thinking it's all about the printing t-shirts and keeping the law, and this and that. Reality about to settle in on all of us too in this truth, man. All right, the Lord is getting ready to put us up against that fire, man, and see if we really about what we've been talking about, right? So, hey, man, reality is about to settle in for everybody, okay, for the other nations, okay, because their judgment is getting ready to come upon them too, and for us, man,
The serious thing we involved in.
It's very serious, man.
Because when you think about it, we are, going against this man's kingdom.
Yep.
So we automatically, you can't be halfway in it. Yeah. You gotta be one way and that's it.
Yep.
One way and that's it, man. Esau taught you how to be partial. The scriptures taught us, the Lord taught us to let your yea be yea, let your nay be nay. Anything that comes of that is evil. You know what I'm saying? And that partial shit comes from Esau's kingdom. Okay?
Man, you gotta really understand, man, how these devils are really gonna roll. First of all, we behind enemy lines, man. So these devils can get down how they want, whenever they want, man. Okay? They get ready to roll very soon, man. Okay? So we gotta keep that in mind, bro. This ain't no game. Jake, quit treating it like it's a game, man. Right? Get with it. You gotta go.
Revelation 3:10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast that thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
God. With that, we're gonna give all praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Ba'akadosh.
the honors to the apostles, the elders, and the bishops. They're used on along and teach well. All right. Shalom to all you Akim, Akwat out there, pushing in his faith. All right. Enduring, man. Lord willing, the blessing of election fall upon your household. All right. Till next time, we say Shalom.
Shalom. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Shalom, Rayam, Wah, Anash, Wah, Abadi, Wah, Aragi, Wah, Mashapati, all. Ayah Yamwa,
Yamwa,
Babu Shah,
Shah,
Babu Shah,
Shah,
Babu Shah,
Shah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shah,
Shah,
Wat,
Wa,
Aman,
Ma, Shalom,
Shalom.